Yes, fight fans, this is Body and Mind Sports. Welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of boxing talk. And in this round, well, it's all about two fights that are going to appear as the undercard of the Beterbiev versus Bivol Undisputed Showdown, of course, on October 12th. One of those fights being the co-main event in Shakur Stevenson versus Joe Cordina. Of course, Shakur Stevenson, a pound-for-pound fighter, 3-division champion, and currently the WBC world champion at lightweight. And Joe Cordina stepping up from junior lightweight to challenge Shakur Stevenson for his title. And this is very strange for me because not only is Joe Cordina actually stepping up from a lower division and he's not well acclimated yet to the lightweight division. This is his actual debut fight and he's going against the very best guys. And I would have thought maybe you would have chosen a more competitive fight. No shade on Joe Cordina's skills. He's a very great fighter in himself. But, you know, in boxing, there's levels. And Shakur Stevenson is just levels above Joe Cordina. And something else that is actually, you know, very strange about this fight also is that Joe Cordina is actually coming off a 7th round TKO loss to Anthony Kakashi at junior lightweight, and whilst defending his IBF world title against Anthony Kakashi. So you know, he's about to take another loss, guys. And the simplest and easiest way to put it, I don't see him being able to beat Shakur Stevenson. It might be competitive for the first few rounds, but after that, I just feel like Shakur Stevenson is just gonna take over like he normally does. And a lot of people are saying that Shakur Stevenson is a boring fighter. Me as a core boxing fan, I look for the skills and, you know, the IQ of the boxer in the ring. That is what is most important to me. But Shakur Stevenson could actually get a knockout because this is a smaller man stepping up. And if he does get a knockout, I would not be very surprised. But that begs the question though, why is Joe Cordina actually taking this fight? It could be just down to the money, because maybe he's getting the highest payday of his career so far. Of course, Turkey Al Sheikh pays the fighters very well to show up on his Riyadh season cards. So money could be the case. Also, he gets a chance to win a world title at a different weight class, so he could become a 2-division champion. And but like I said, I've explained it to you already. The chances of him becoming a 2-division champion against Shakur is very, very low. But as for Shakur, what is in it for him? What is there for him in this fight? And for me, I would say it's a chance for Shakur to stay busy while he doesn't have any big names or, you know, to face him currently, because Shakur right now could, if I can say, is probably one of the most avoided fighters in boxing recently. We've heard the rumors about not rumors, but you know, we've heard his what has happened with the negotiations initially with him and Frank Martin, who in his most recent fight was defeated by Gervonta Tank Davis by KO in the 7th round. Frank Martin initially was to face Shakur Stevenson and was to receive a very, very good payday, 4 times what he's ever received before, and he turned that fight down. And then Shakur Stevenson sent an offer to Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and Pitbull Cruz also turned that fight down. This was all in 2023, guys. And in the same year, Lomachenko, after losing to Devin Haney, some people say controversially, okay, Lomachenko, unwilling to face anybody else within the year, also turned that fight down. But what about this year? Lomachenko's available to fight, but still, it seems like his name is not on the table as someone willing to face Shakur Stevenson. And then came William Zepeda, also in 2023, and he turned down that fight. But then also within this year, Shakur Stevenson has also been linked again with fighting William Zepeda, and that was to be the co-main event in the planned Canelo versus Crawford fight, which has since been scrapped due to them not being able to agree in the negotiations, Turki Al Sheikh and Canelo's team, that is. And yeah, so that didn't come into fruition either. But Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson were linked to fight again in a fight between Crawford and Virgil Ortiz, which was planned to take place at the end of this year or early next year, 2025. And of course, Virgil Ortiz initially was interested in the fight, but later on said his next fight he's planning to face the winner of Fundura versus Errol Spence. So that didn't come into fruition. But since then, Zepeda has also made it clear that he's not really interested in facing Shakur Stevenson next either. But then there were rumors that Crawford could be facing Gennady Golovkin since that Virgil Ortiz versus Crawford fell apart. But however, you know, this time around, Shakur Stevenson was rumored to face Joe Cordina in as the co-main event in that Golovkin-Crawford fight. But I don't know how far the negotiations have gone on that yet. Although Crawford has made it very clear to Turki Al Sheikh that at this point of his career, he's not willing to face anybody at all. That he's only interested in fighting Canelo Alvarez. However, that Joe Cordina and Shakur Stevenson fight has appeared to be true, and of course is going to be in effect, and they will be fighting on the 12th of October. But yeah, the chances of Joe Cordina winning that fight are possibly 80-20, guys. I don't really see him having much of a big chance at all. But you know, he is a great fighter. Shakur Stevenson, and like I've said, is one of the most avoided fighters in the division right now. So I just see it as a stay busy fight for Shakur Stevenson. But that's all for that match. And to the next one, on the undercard is between Chris Eubank Jr. and Kamil Zseremeta. A very, very disappointing opponent choice for Chris Eubank, if you ask me. Zseremeta, who previously has lost to Gennady Golovkin via TKO, I believe, and against Hyman Munguia by TKO also. And since then, he's not really done anything great. Zseremeta, he's just a average or below average fighter now. 4 years old in his career and declining. Chris Eubank himself, apart from using the Eubank name to be a big box office fighter, which means he's a money spinner. He's not really done much in the sports either, in terms of the names that he's faced, and in terms of titles that he's won. He's not actually won any major titles at all, despite being 2 times interim champion at light heavyweight, and that was for the WBO titles, and 1 time interim champion at middleweight for the WBA title. And despite that, he's never actually made a title challenge. He's never actually fought for a full title. And that goes to conclude that he's never actually won a full title either. So yeah, and at this point of Chris Eubank's career, he should be fighting those big fights, putting himself in position to be getting those big wins against big names. Seems every time that he stepped up, he's actually lost. He lost against Billy Joe Saunders. He lost against the girl. Lost against George Grove. Got TKO'd by Liam Smith in his last fight. That was in 2023, but later on within the year was able to avenge that fight by a 10th round TKO. And I would say Liam Smith was the best win of his career so far. So that was his last fight, and coming off that win, I would have thought would be stepping up to face a better name than Kamil Zseremeta. But there we have it. I'll say he's probably undercard of this fight because of the name that he brings. Of course, he's a money spinner, so the fans will show up to watch him. And apart from that, he doesn't really bring anything else in terms of the fight game, to the fight card at all. Although you could somehow describe him to be an exciting fighter. I mean, he's not a slouch in the ring. He always comes to fight. You can't take that away from him. But in terms of achievements in boxing, he hasn't really achieved much at all, apart from a big name that brings money to the sport. So I think that is his purpose of being on this card. He's gonna bring money to the event. And that being it, that's all I have for you today, or should I say this round on Body and Mind Sports. And catch me next time on the next boxing talk. For now, like, share, subscribe, and please do comment so we know that you're interacting with what is happening here on Body and Mind Sports. And for now, just stay very, very blessed until next time.